Welcome, lovely plant people. Thank you for joining me on my channel, Hands Dirty, Mind Clean. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at hands.dirty.mind.clean for all things plants and positivity. Now, let's get to some planting. So I'm going to be transferring into LECA 2 heartleaf philodendron cuttings. Both of them have been sitting, rooting in water for quite a number of weeks. You can tell that they have the water roots because they are lighter in color and they are a bit fuzzy. Both cuttings have 2 leaves and 1 leaf about to open. You'll notice that there's a bit of darkness by the top of the root. That is because I used cinnamon as a natural rooting hormone. Next cuttings that I will be adding to this pot are my Brazilian philodendron or Philodendron Brazil. This is a beautiful plant that has grown really well in water. I've been propagating in water for a while, and check out these roots. They are super long, super healthy. I'm just amazed at how much they have grown in the weeks that I have been growing them in this water. Remember again, I do use cinnamon as a natural rooting hormone. These roots aren't as long, but they are still doing really well and they're still pretty healthy. I have here a net pot. A net pot is what you use to put the LECA and your cuttings or your plant in. So I'm going to fill that with LECA with this little mini shovel that I have. And then I'm going to put the cuttings in. And then I'm going to put the net pot in my cache pot. This is a pot that has no drainage holes, so the water that I have in it doesn't just drain out. Here is LECA that I bought at just a local store. I have washed it and disinfected it by boiling it. So I had used this for another plant. Once the plant didn't do so well, I kind of saved the LECA, boiled it, and it's fresh and ready to go, ready to be used again. This is the beauty of LECA. You can reuse it again and again as often as you want. So let's begin. I'm going to fill it up with, this is not working, so let's just use my hands. All right, again, the beauty of LECA. It's really, really easy to maneuver. I'm not really dirtying my hands aside from the little bit of dust that might be on the LECA. And I'm just filling it up until about halfway, and then I'll put my cuttings in. All right, let's move that out the way and get ready to stick in our cuttings. So I'm going to stick in my cuttings kind of just where I see fit. I think I'll arrange it in Brazilian pothos, and then heartleaf philodendron, then Brazilian pothos, and then heartleaf philodendron, so it has some kind of rhyme and reason to it. There, so I'm just going to move around the LECA balls to make some space in there. The beauty with LECA, you can use the balls to kind of hold the cuttings upright in the same position that you want it to go. And then once you are done organizing it in the way that you'd like it to go, you kind of just add more LECA on top. So right now I'm just digging it in because, like I said, these roots are pretty long. So I need to kind of make some room for them there in the LECA. All right, so there's my little pattern. Like I said, it's Philodendron Brazil, heartleaf, Philodendron Brazil, heartleaf. Kind of like how that looks. I'm just going to add in some LECA now to fill it up. Of course, remember your leaves must be above the LECA. You don't want your leaves getting wet or sitting in wetness. Fill it right up until it's full. There we go. I'm just kind of moving around the balls, making sure my leaves are sticking out. There. I think I like how that looks. Awesome. have space for a couple of small LECA balls here just to fill in these little gaps. There we go. Perfect. All right. And there she is. So again, you just take the last few moments to adjust the leaves as you see fit. Then you can put it in its cache pot. Before we do that, oops, how could I forget? We're gonna add some water. It's always best to use distilled water. You don't want to put too much, maybe just about a third of the pot. You're going to fill up with some distilled water. Again, ideally distilled water. You don't want water with a whole bunch of minerals. It will change the color of your LECA, have some white paste on it. You kind of don't want that. So kind of just eye it out and fill it up till it's about a third full. The beauty of using LECA with plants that you have water propagated, they're used to being in water, so it's not a big deal if you add in a bit of extra water. But there she is. So obviously as it grows, it will get fuller and it will be longer, it will start to trail, but so far I really like how it looks. And see here, I can now see, because you can see the wet LECA balls, it's a bit darker in color. So the water is just, it's kind of between a third and halfway full, and like I said, that's okay because these roots have been water propagated. There you are. I'm just going to spritz it a little bit. So I like to spritz my plants with some water. But there she is. Again, I'm loving how it's looking. I kind of really like the mix of the heartleaf philodendron and the Brazilian philodendron. Really like how it looks together. So all I have to do now is wait for this baby to grow a bit more, and then I know it's going to be looking exactly how I want it, how I envision it. I will definitely post updates as time goes on with this lovely plant, so please make sure you follow me on Instagram, again at hands.dirty.mind.clean, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm hoping to do an updated version of this plant to see how it's doing, to see how I care for it, so please make sure you are subscribed and you click that little bell icon so you get notifications when I post new videos. Thank you so much for journeying with me, and enjoy the rest of your day.